Hi guys, I was just about to sit down and do this and I thought, I don't know where to film this, which room to do it in. This is our sort of lounge area. I call it the snug. Stuart's like, I'm not calling it a snug. No, he calls it a snug. But I thought today I was gonna do a house update because I can't believe this, but we have been here for 6 months. That is like mind-blowing how quickly that's gone. Like we moved in on the day of the February storm, can't remember what it's called now, but it was like the worst storm in Britain for a long time. And we had so many issues with that, like roof tiles falling off on day one and lots of different things. But, you know, not that we can even sort of remember that now. It all just sort of fades away as soon as you move in. But yeah, I thought I'd do a house update for the last 6 months, how it's been, what we've done to the place, how we feel about it, what we like, what we don't like, what we've got used to, what's difficult to get used to, all that sort of thing. So I really hope you do enjoy the video, guys. If you're new here, I'm Lara, and I'd love to have you here if you want to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. But we'll get into the video and then, yeah, let's sit down. I might sit down here. I don't know if it's a little bit echoey in here. If I sit here, it's not good, is it? Let me find somewhere and then we'll have a chat. So grab yourself a cuppa, let's get cozy and comfy and let's get into the video. So, I really hope that it is not too echoey in here because this room is sort of very high. I don't know if can you even see me? So yeah, it's a little bit sort of echoey, the cards that the boys made Stuart. So Stuart did his ride. If you follow me, you'll know what I'm talking about. Should have maybe worn a different t-shirt here, guys. He did his ride last week and he is broken, like his hands can't, because he was like that on the handlebars for like 22 hours a day, 22 hours a day, every day for 6 days. He had barely any sleep, and yeah, he just did so well. And he was only, I think, like more than 50% of people didn't finish the ride because it was that difficult. Obviously we've had record temperatures in the UK and it's just been like, someone actually said it's incomprehensible how hard the ride was, and they were off to a good start, guys. My memory card just ran out. Oh, so yeah, someone actually said it was incomprehensible how difficult that ride is, and that is just like the one word to describe it because it was crazy. But they did it, and I'm so proud of them. Why was I telling you that? Can't remember. Oh my gosh, I look so tired. This is not good light, is it? Okay, so I just filmed that entire video and then looked at the screen to the side and I looked like death, like, because the light was really bad. This is not much better, but I'm gonna start it again. If you have just started following me and this is like all you've seen and you think we've lived here for ages, we haven't. We bought this place in February after a long time of saving for it. It was hard work and it was painful at times, the journey to do it, because if you knew anything about our channel, I documented it for about 3 years, but the search went on for ages before. So I've got all the windows open. I think my next door neighbour's just out playing, but it's so hot. I would literally die of heat exhaustion if I didn't have the windows open. Yes, 6 months. It's just gone really quickly. Like we moved in February in the storm, like I said, and then it sort of rained for a month and then felt like it was summer. Like it feels like we've had the longest summer ever, which is lovely. It is really nice. But once we've done like a full year and I've experienced all the seasons, it will be really nice here to sort of have that. I am concerned about heating the place in the autumn, winter, because this room that we're in here, the kitchen room, if you see my vlogs, my day in the lives, you'll know that it is actually quite a large room and we have underfloor heating, so you have to heat the whole space, and this is where the children eat their breakfast in the morning before school. And I do remember it being really cold in the mornings, and obviously it's going to be so expensive to heat the place coming up in the winter with all the price hikes. I have done a whole video if you want to see it, which is the sort of money saving on your energy bills video. Loads of different tips in there, so have a look on that if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I'm worried about that, but I'm definitely going to buy some electric blankets and they can sort of maybe hopefully sit at the table with those on, and then they'll be warm enough without having to heat this whole room. But yeah, I thought I'd just talk through some of the things, like how we feel about it, what we felt to begin with, the things that we're buying for it, the things that we've bought for it, and just sort of a good old chit chat 6-month update. I just can't believe it. It's gone so quick and we still feel so grateful to be here. So it's honestly a dream come true, really, because as you will have known from our documenting it, it's so hard. And I really hope if you are still trying to buy, that this video is, or the sort of the videos that I shared are give you hope, basically, because it was really tough, really tough. It's just such a hard market to buy in, and yeah, not fun at all. So when we first moved in Storm Eunice, that was the name, Storm Eunice, and for quite a while, like I would say maybe a week, I certainly felt like we were at like living in someone else's house, or like at an Airbnb sort of thing, because your stuff's not unpacked and you're sort of living out of a suitcase because you're trying to organize, like I wanted the children to be settled, the kitchen stuff needed to be all put out, so you sort of prioritize other things over your own clothes and makeup and toiletries. Well, I did anyway, and I felt like I was just living out of a suitcase and it wasn't like ours. I just felt this enormous sort of, is this really ours? Like, can someone come and take it away at any point? That's how I felt. But slowly, slowly you get unpacked and you feel at home. And also another thing was, like, I didn't know where anything was. Like, where did I put that thing? Because we've gone from a much smaller house with cupboards in the kitchen that just didn't hold anything. Like, all of our stuff was above the cupboards because it was so much smaller. And like, then we'd come here and be like, what do we put in this cupboard? Like, we've got so much space and we just weren't used to it, which is lovely and amazing. And obviously we have managed to fill it because, you do accumulate things or, put things away differently. Like, I now have a baking cupboard, which George loves baking. And it was like one of my visualizations that I used to do is like, imagine us at the breakfast bar, him sat on the side and baking. And now, before you'd have to like sort of scramble right to the back and try and get everything out to get the mixer out and the bowl out. Now I'm like, it's in the baking cupboard, and like that is such a luxury. Obviously it's not just baking, I've got like my tea collection in there as well, and boards and stuff for cutting boards and things like that. But yeah, there's like a shelf with all my baking stuff, so that's amazing. And I feel like we're still work in progress with a lot of the stuff, so I will do a kitchen organization video probably when the schools go back, because trying to juggle with the school, the children being off, and trying to get everything done in very small pockets of time is challenging. But yeah, I want to do a kitchen organisation and probably another bathroom organised with me, because our storage just isn't working for me. So, but yeah, sort of moving on to how we feel. I think that the main sort of thing was, is it really ours? Like that, like sort of, I don't think this is ours. I feel so happy and grateful and lucky, and yeah, so that sort of, after about a week or so, did subside. And then I just felt so like worried about it getting damaged. Like, I would be like constantly like worried, like if a bit of the wall would be marked, or like if something might damage the floor, or like I've got the anxiety around the washing machine or the dishwasher leaking again. So I have like the leak alarm and just things like that. Like, I was so worried. I think it's just because it's so treasured and precious, and you just hate for anything to happen to it. But that has definitely subsided now. Like, we're 6 months now, and the boys, they threw something up to the Stargazer, and it like, just like a soft toy, but there was sort of that much paint that was like bubbled, and it peeled off basically. And I was like, it's okay, we can paint it, it's fine. So things like that, I was probably quite highly strung with stuff like that, because I was just too worried about it breaking or damaging it. George kicked a football at one of the outside lights, so literally that one there, but out on that patio, and smashed it all over the ground. And I asked the lovely lady, we were in contact still, the previous owner, I was like, do you mind telling me where they're from? It was like £90. I was like, I'm not paying for that, nuh-uh. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. So it's just sort of a bulb at the moment. But yeah, just was so precious about it. And I think that's normal. Like, if you've got something you treasure, then you're gonna be really precious about it. But that has definitely, I'm much more relaxed now, for sure, and laid back with stuff. I still want it to look nice, and like things like cleaning, never, what's the saying, you can't polish a turd? With here, because it's new and fresh, and like the bathroom and stuff, you can clean so easily. I don't begrudge it. Like I don't find, it is a chore obviously, but I'm like, I want it to look nice. So I'm really just loving it, really enjoying it. I've got some notes here of like the things that we love, the things that we don't love, what we need, what we've bought, what we're gonna buy next. But one of the main things I love is entertaining. So that was sort of like our thing that we really, really wanted to do, and we didn't feel like we could do it very much before because we didn't have the space, didn't feel, you know, proud but now we love it. We love entertaining, and it's become a bit of a sort of people, like the children's friends come over, and I just love that. I love that it's like the house that people come over to, and obviously we still go to their houses and stuff, but I'm always like, yeah, come on, like drop them over, they can play. Or like once we go back to school, I'll be saying, you know, come over after school. And they're at that age where they don't need, you know, I'm not constantly doing stuff with them. If their friends are here, they don't need loads of help with stuff. So it's great. They just entertain each other and they have a really lovely time. And I just feel like proud that I can be proud of the place. Like I'm so pleased that we can be proud of it, and the boys can have their friends here. And then yeah, when we have parties, not parties, but just like friends over for a barbecue and then a few drinks, and then in the winter it'll be roast dinners. And I really am enjoying that aspect so much more than I thought I would, that it's like a sort of, not a party house because we don't have wild parties, but you know, like that entertaining. So that's something that I'm so happy about, I'm really proud about. On to what we need. So as I said in my last vlog, we do need that small sofa for that. I'm just talking like £100, £200 jobby, like a small area to sit. The main one is in the snug, in the lounge, because we need something that's gonna fit us all. Basically, we don't fit on the sofa. So this blue one is a bigger one, which is a three-seater, I think. The one in the lounge is a two-seater. So when we have our movie nights, because we have them in there, Stuart has to sit on the dining room chair next to the sofa, and it's just not a cozy, comfy sofa. It's like fine here because you're sat up, you're drinking a cup of tea, you're chatting, whatever. But when it comes to being in there, it's just, yeah, it's not comfortable at all. And yeah, we're gonna upgrade it, but it's so expensive, I can't believe it. So I'm gonna wait until August, see if there's a sale on, because we really want it in before the autumn movie season begins with like Harry Potter on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Oh, chef's kiss, I cannot wait for that. So if you've got any recommendations for where nice sofas are from, someone did recommend the DFS Jules collaboration, the Patterdale. We did try it and it is really, really lovely, but I just don't know if it's as comfortable as some of the others we saw in there. So the search goes on. We went to like 4 different sofa shops, maybe 5, and the kids were so bored in the end. So we stopped the search, but there's some online like Snug Sofa, Swift Sofa, that I don't know how to try them out, and you don't want to buy a big purchase like a sofa without trying it. So that's next, like biggest purchase. That's like the biggest one we'll buy for ages, because what we've bought so far are things like the snug seat in the garden, which is the perfect chair for chilling out on, having people over, sitting down on, because you can relax on it. It's like you can lay down on it, but you can also sit on the edge of it and then have someone with you, next to you. That was from Aldi. I love that one so much. And we bought the table and chairs as well, which we actually went for 2, even though like we don't need it for us for 2, but it's for entertaining. And you get the 8 chairs as well, because it's 2 sets of 4. We need to get the mirror in our dressing area. We need an extra mirror, and then in the hallway as well, the same mirror. So that's IKEA, I need to get those. And then a rug for in here, which I'm gonna go, I've seen one on Amazon, which I really like. And then I've also ordered 2 chairs for the seating area in the garden, because it's sort of, when we have more than a few people over, it's just a nice little area to have seating. And also the next biggest thing is gonna be Velux blinds, because I'll get onto it. Our bedroom is like you're sitting in the sun. It's so bright, and we need to sort of have the electric ones because you can't get up to, it's like a staircase up to get to them. So that's something we need to do. But if you can recommend any blinds that aren't Velux, I don't know if they have to be Velux, I don't know. Stu just came in with the children, and I was like obviously mid-filming, and I said, oh, I'm just filming this, have you got, like, what are your thoughts, anything to add? And he literally, everything he said was what I've already said, so we're definitely on the same page. The only thing he did add is in the snug lounge, that is sort of not really, because we haven't got the sofa in there. Oh, I've just realised he's put the dishwasher on. because we haven't got the sofa in there, or the one that we want, it feels a bit like we haven't sort of designed the room properly. And because so much of it was like move in and it's as we love it, our sort of design decor was always what they had was what we love. So we haven't done any painting or anything like that. We will do in George's room because he needs just to paint one of the walls. But yeah, so the lounge we want to have more sort of usable, and I think because in the autumn winter we'll use it loads more. In fact, I use it every day because I work mostly in there, but the children watch TV in here and I don't really watch TV, so when we do, it's always movie night in there and things like that. But I think we just haven't used the room loads in the evening as a big family, so there's things that we need to do, like we need to touch up some of the paint that's been the wall paint in there, the blue, is basically like what we had in our dining room, the city blue by Crown Paints, I think it is. Everyone used to ask me what colour is that, and ironically it's the same paint here, which is amazing because our taste, but it needs to be touched up because as soon as you touch it, it marks. Oh, it's a wasp. Almost went in my mouth. Maggie's coming as well. And we want to put a picture on the wall, our big map that I got on eBay, my eBay find, and the Stanley the Stag needs to go on the wall, and just some bits and bobs. It's just not done. And obviously we've also got the bar, which, or not bar, the glass cabinet, which because we've got because we've got that, we don't need to have drink bottles out. So the thought is maybe we'll put, I'm not really sure, just upcycle it somehow. So yeah, that needs to be done in there. I've written down some things that we love. Obviously the space, whether it's the cupboards or just in general, we have our own space, which is just amazing, especially with the children getting older and growing. They can have like the playroom, they've got their bedrooms, which they never really play in as such, but it's nice for when they get older, they can have that as their own sort of quiet time, and a bedroom each, which is amazing. And Stu's got the office as well, which is great because he never used to work from home, but obviously after the pandemic and everything, he now works from home most of the time. He is out and about to customers, but it's sort of quite difficult both being in such a small space, working from home all the time with him on calls, me trying to film, me on calls, and that sort of thing. So it's really nice to have our own sort of spaces, and we can, yeah. Hello, Maggie. Maggie's been really good. So loads of you asked me like how she settled in. She's been really good. She was quite unsettled for a while. We got one of those little cat feline settler inner things. I'll try and link it below if I remember. I don't know how much it worked, but look at your fluff. It's gone everywhere. But yeah, she's loving it because previously she'd go outside to go do her business and stuff. But since we've moved, she's getting on. She's like 13 now, 14 maybe, 13 I think. So she loves life. She does her business in the tray. She gets it cleaned up for her, and she doesn't ever have to go out, which is great for you, isn't it? I would probably prefer her to go out, but I think you don't know how long she's got left, and I don't like. It's okay. It's a bit annoying having the litter tray and stuff like that, but for her own well-being, she loves it so much. She's just put cat fur all over me as well. Because you love it, we'll keep you as a little house cat, won't we, baby? But yeah, even in this heat, I mean, it's obviously a bit hot for her anyway, but in the winter, she doesn't want to be leaving the house. Do you, baby? So yes, some of the things we don't love, and it is really hard to find things because it is, you know, a dream to be here. For me, and Stuart hates me saying this, I feel like the garden space is quite small, even though the patio is huge. And I think that's because there's so much patio, the garden, the grass space where George will play football and the trampoline is, that's quite small. So as much as it's sort of not a small garden at all, it's the grass space really, because down the road, like all of the houses down there the gardens are ginormous, which, you know, not to say that we want a ginormous garden, but if I had sort of a dream wish list, it would be the garden, sort of opening up to rolling fields. That would be my sort of favourite thing, just to have that sense of space and yeah. But, you know, we've got lots of lovely things instead, and obviously this whole bit is extended, that bit's all extended, so that would have been part of the garden, so you've got much more inside space now because of it. But yeah, so Stu doesn't feel that at all. He's like, this is a perfect size garden, it's really big. So the main thing for me, and it's something you can't change because it's not about the house, it's about the noise. So for an example, this morning, 4 bin lorries went by before 7 a.m, like on their rounds, because they don't do it in an order. They do one side of the street, and then on Wednesday they'll do it again, different side of the street, even though it's opposite our house, and they come up here because we've sort of like got roads around us. So that's something you can't change, and unfortunately it's, you know, always going to be that way. But I didn't anticipate, I think because before we were by the road, but we were further back, we had a car park in between, so it was much more separated. Whereas now, I hope this has given you all of the ASMR you will probably hear it, can you? Cozy vibes. You're so cute. But yeah, because I'm like, what's that in that film that I can't even remember the film now? But because it's just so noisy, because we're not used to it. But I am getting used to it. I am getting used to it now, because you've got the light situation as well in our bedroom, because so covered in fur, because the Velux shine in bright, and we've got 2 windows, which is amazing, like dual aspect, but because of that it's really bright, and then the sound as well. So that is the one thing I would change if I could, but you know, by far outweighed by all the good things about it. So yeah, it's not like it's a terrible thing, it's just I'm not used to it. So, and I'm the world's lightest sleeper as well, so for me it's really difficult. But no, we're just absolutely in love with it. We love it so much, and all of us love it so much. Just need a good sofa. So that's going to be the next big thing to buy. Adding this in, and then we're back to the next part. But neighbours, we're so lucky with our neighbours, like so lucky. They were really friendly, and I just love walking around the neighbourhood and everyone's like, hello, hello, getting to know the names of people. Quite a few sort of older neighbours as well, which is lovely, and we've obviously said like, please let us know if we can do anything to help, and we'll help them over the winter if they need it. But yeah, just really lucky. They're all really friendly, and our next neighbour is like so quiet. Like I could never hear him. He's just like the perfect neighbour, which is amazing. And the children have made friends, and obviously we've got our best friends in the same road as well, which is amazing because they can just literally pop up with a bottle of wine on a Friday night, and then it's just like what dreams are made of. I just love it so much. But anyway, yeah, back to next Lara. But yeah, I'll probably leave it here because this video is getting on a bit now. I really hope you enjoyed it. You guys did request it, so hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and love to know, you know, what your comments are on it. I've shared loads of the house, you know, I've not done an actual house tour as so many people requested, just for sort of security reasons really, and the fact that, you know, some rooms I want to keep private for the children, like it's their space, it's not their decision to be online. So I want to keep that sort of boundary. And I mean, I share enough of the house in every video, like I'm always sharing, it's just like layout and things like that maybe I haven't shared. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it, and I don't want to always talk about it in videos whenever I'm making something and I'm like, guys, I just, like when I'm doing a wardrobe declutter or something, and like saying like, I can't believe it, but believe me, like that's a constant gratitude in my head that we have this place. Anyway, I'm covered in fur. I am, is all yours, and I'm gonna get going. Thank you guys so much for watching. Pop over to Instagram, Lara Joanna Jarvis, if you want to see day-to-day life, and TikTok, lara.joanna.jarvis. And yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye. Bye. Bye.